You're rolling.
All right, we're ready to quarter now. We ice age down here in Florida. Everything goes on ice for a minimum of 7 days. What that does is it draws out gaminess, allows the meat to relax, so it's not, you don't have the what you call it, rigor in the meat, making it tough. He's stripped down. All right. So where we're gonna go from. First things first, we're gonna take off the shoulders. You go and you'll feel where the shoulder blade is. Okay. Right behind the shoulder blade here. Cut down right along. Try to stay right along the body line. You can see where you're getting the separation of the meat. Okay. All right. That's a whole shoulder. You can take it later, separate that joint there just like we did the other ones, and it'll have 2 roasts. Or you can cut it down for making sausage, or cut it down to make small steaks. However you like to do it. All right. There's the next one. This is a pork belly here. I'm gonna try and make up some bacon. It's usually a waste, but I'll try. Soak this in some apple juice for about 48 hours. And put it over a slow, low 175 degree cooler, smoker, with some apple chips. Now you see where I'm cutting. I'm not cutting into this here. That's your straps. That's where your loin chops and all that comes from on a regular pig. And here it'll just be back strap, which they're smaller because it's not a domestic. It's not raised to be big like that. So you could butterfly chop those later and make some decent looking little butterfly chops. All right. Okay. Now we'll come around and we'll do the back strap from over here. Okay, these are the hams. This is the upper hips here. Where this is, there's a bone, the hip bone's right there. So we won't be able to cut into that to get the back strap. I can cut alongside of it and we can get into it that way. So what we're gonna do is start right here, cut down one side of the backbone. Okay. Run your fingers in, you will feel the hip bone, and you got to cut it at that point, which is right here. So we'll cut it just below the hip bone across. Okay. Now you have the little tiny spare ribs here, short ribs, whatever they want to call them. We're going to cut down right on the face of those. So you get to the ribs. Once you get to the ribs, the strap is going to continue that big, okay?
Go.
Okay. Now, since you've run down the spinal cord, right down the backbone, now if you cut right along the top of this, on top of the rib, the whole strap comes out. Okay, now to do butterfly chops, what I'll do is I'll cut here all the way through, then I'll go about an inch, cut 3/4 of the way through, then about another inch and cut all the way through. Then you open it up and smack it, and you make a butterfly chop, and you have a 1-inch thick chopstick about that big around. Okay, we'll do one more then to show you. Straight down the spinal cord. Then up in here, get past the little short ribs. Once you hit the rib cage, you can see this muscle's right here. That's the muscle you want. Cut right down along it. Right on top of the ribs. You can feel your knife riding along the ribs. Okay? Once you get there, it pretty much just pops out. Okay, those are the back straps. Now, if you were doing a cow, go to this side now. This would be the tenderloin or the filet mignon.
Lean down. Stoop down. Stoop down.
Why? You don't need to see me, they need to see this. This would be the tenderloin. This is the hunching muscle. These are the tenderloins. You go right up, you'll feel where the backbone is. Come straight down it on either side. Get your finger in, pull it out. That is the tenderloin. That would be filet mignon on a cow. Those, I just grill up as they are. Just grill it, boom, boom, boom. Little bit of teriyaki or something on it. They're excellent. One per person, makes a good meal. Alright. Got a piece of that in this there. Up into it. Tenderloin. Alright, that's those. Now the ribs. I start off by going down one rib. You'll feel it. It connects, this rib connects directly to the spine and to these other ribs up here. So I go right above it, cut right to the spine. Right there, right to the spine. Now you're cutting through the short rib area. Take your knife and you can see where the spine is. Run right along the spine with your knife, all the way down, both sides. Okay, then we go to the back side. See where it connects to the spine? Cut there, do the same on the other side. Then taking the pig, you'll find where the breastplate ended was right here. Okay, you want to take off this bottom rib altogether. You don't even want it because it's all jagged and everything else. And then I just take the ribs and spread them open. Once they're open, it's all separated. Get your knife in. Once you get in this little strip right here, just run your knife along it and you're separating the ribs from the spinal column. This is the part that usually makes, they would cut this in half to make pork chops, bone-on pork chops. This would be cut in half. Then they would cut the ribs here, and that would be your pork chop with that tender, with that back strap still on. But I don't, these aren't big enough to make chops like that. So I just remove the ribs. Now smaller hog don't have enough meat on the ribs to make them worthwhile, but these are nice and meaty. So cooking these real slow, on the smoker for about maybe a little under an hour, half hour on the smoker, real low flame. And then take them out and put them in a pan with some apple juice or grapefruit juice or pineapple juice. Cover it with foil, cook it at about 275 for about another hour and a half, 2 hours. These things will fall off the bone. They'll be phenomenal. Now we do the same with the other side, but I don't have anything to pry on this time. So you have to get your knife in there. That's why I have the cheap knife in this case. I don't want to mess up my Mora. Actually, I have a better idea. Hold on one second. I'm a dum-dum. Most of you have a hatchet or you'll have a machete with your gear. Machete is the perfect thing to do this. Right along, shoot, look at that. Freaking gland that I missed. Right along the spinal cord until you hit meat. All done. Now, we do this. I'm not going to bother, but we'll take off the neck a lot of times because there's a lot of meat here. If you're hurting for meat, that would be ridiculous to throw this away, but I don't need it, so I'm not going to take it. But if you cut this right here, come straight through. I've taken this and put it on the smoker and let it smoke low for like 6-8 hours until it's black. Then you take that, put it in a big old pot of water with some beans, and cook it down until the meat gets tender again and falls off the bone, and you take it out and pick all the meat off of it, and you'll have a phenomenal pot of pork and beans. Okay? But once again, I am not at that point. I'm not going to spend the time to do that. So right now, I'll come up to the base of the hips, here and here, you can feel it. Cut in, cut the spinal cord here, come to the rear, cut into the spinal cord there. You got a ready-made hole in the back here where you took out the pooper. Fold it up. Spinal cord is severed. Come on. These last tendons I gotta get through here. Alright. That's for the good pile. Now we're down to the hips. Or the hams, if you will. This you end up taking off, because if you try cutting one off, if you take one off and you don't take the other off with it, this thing's going to tip one way or another and you're going to waste a ham. What I usually do is I just get the hips out. Alright, and I'll split the joints. This is what's left of the penis, by the way, which we do not want to cook, so that will be removed. That's where the muscle goes up and attaches to the hips. Okay, there's the hip joint. Down along the hip. Down along the hip. Okay, now I can turn him around. Right in here and right in here are the hip joints. So we're going to get down to that on both sides so that we can cut it. It's a ball and socket joint. If you put your finger in, you'll feel it. It's right there. We're going to cut the socket section because it's like a tendon. All right, same on this side. Then after that, go in, straight down along the hip. So the meat is separated. Okay, there's the back side of that joint, right there. we could pop it off. But I want to get the other side as far as I am on that side so that I don't drop this meat. Okay? So, once again, meat down along the hip. Down to the hip joint. And down the bottom of the hip. All right. Now, he's going to come off and go onto the back of the trailer, or the truck, I mean, so I can lay him down and split those hip joints without dropping them. All right? So that's where he's going to sit. See here, you can see the ball joints completely removed. Take the last of the meat off the hip. He's done. Now, I'm going to separate this joint here. Here's that tendon I was talking about that we didn't want to cut. Now we cut it. Go through. Cut this. The bottom of this joint. You see those tendons going? Okay, one's done. There's a beautiful ham. Now what I do with this, I'll take it later and I'll take it above this joint, separate it, keep this for stewing or for sausage because it's got a lot of tendon in it. This up here, you separate it into muscle clusters. You'll have a nice big one here. Those cut into beautiful pork chops, pork steaks, whatever. This one here, same thing. You got plenty of meat right there, okay? Now, same on this one. First things first, there's our hip joint. All right. Now this is another one. You can smoke this up and pick all the meat off it if you want. Pick all the meat off it if you want. Don't worry about the dirt. This thing's gonna be soaking in water for a week. And I clean them when I butcher them anyways. So right here you can see this joint, okay? Right below it, you cut the tendon, you come down just below it, you'll see this little joint here. You wanna cut down below that. See that? That's the tendon that's holding this knuckle. And I didn't get it on top. All right, do the same down here. Down, separate those tendons. See all the tendons there? That's what's holding that all together. We separate all of them. And that's the tendons popping. That's not the bone breaking. So you don't have to worry about bone shards or anything. That's the tendons popping. Another hoofer, and another beautiful ham. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. That was how to gut, skin, and quarter a wild hog. I'll talk to y'all later. It's Jimmy the Trapper. Have a good one.